News contributor Rick Green. He is a Christo-fascist. What does the Yale law students suppressing free speech at a panel on it, as well as harassing conservative students, say about that law school and the state of Ivy League education?
Well, hello, fellow Christo-fascists. This is the first time I've heard this term. I guess we should embrace it. We'll be called this quite often. I'm sure if you are a Christian, you believe in Christ, and you actually believe in freedom and the Constitution, they're going to call you all kinds of things. Short answer, Greg, is get your kids out of these schools, man. Yale, Harvard, they're no longer the places that you dream of sending your kids. At this point, it's the last place you want to send your kids, and they're going to continue to turn out leftists. I mean, look at the numbers and the majority of the students that actually are against free speech, one of the greatest pillars of our republic and the greatest pillars of our Constitution. They don't want free speech to happen. That tells you all you need to know about what's being taught at these schools. Wonderful little Marxists. That's what they are. Yeah. The shortage of baby formula continues to grow, sadly. The Biden economic advisor, Brian Deese, was asked what desperate mothers could do. Here's his advice.
Right now, first and foremost, if you've got a particular challenge, you should reach out to your pediatrician, your healthcare provider.
Manufacturers now say shortages could last late into this year. Rick, the administration knew about this at least since February. Why did the president sit on his hands?
Well, you know, Greg, I'm going to take a different tack here than you might have expected. I was listening to Buttigieg's comments earlier in the program there that you played. And listen to how he sounds. He sounds like a Soviet Politburo member, micromanaging the economy, saying which states will get how much formula. He literally talked about moving the formula from state to state depending on who the government thought needed it most. That's the real problem. It's government intervention in the market that is creating the shortages. Exactly as the administration tried to do with life-saving things like the monoclonal antibodies. When government controls these things, people die. People have shortages. When there's tyranny involved, when government micromanages who gets what, you're always going to have famine and shortages. When you decide, and the other 300 million people in America are making the decisions, you get abundance. You get full shelves at the stores. Get government out of the market and let the market decide.
Our founding fathers would start another uprising, I think. All right, Bill Maher was talking about how brazen criminals have become and what people are doing to stop it. Watch this one.
Please don't break my windows. Thanks, you're the best. P.S. There's a Walgreens around the corner if you want to hit that.
Can it get any worse than Dear Criminal notes on your car windows?
The only way we turn this around is we remember who got us here in the first place. It's embarrassing that Joe Biden gave that speech you showed earlier where he essentially is acting like he's the friend to the police officers, when in fact he and Kamala Harris helped to stir up the strife against police officers 2 years ago. Their rhetoric was incredibly bad for our police officers, created a lot of the angst, created a lot of the violence that happened out there. And I'm just embarrassed that he would now act like he's a friend of police officers. We stop this stuff when we elect people that understand the rule of law and understand that the good guys are the ones that are defending us and upholding the law, and we get rid of these people that are making up injustices in order to have some rallying cry that they think will turn out their vote in November.
I know how much you love transgender stories, so while the issue of transgenders is in the news, transtherians seem to be ignored. So here's one speaking out.
I have never and I will never use the word transspecies because transspecies people don't exist. As a transtherian, it is to an extent comparable. We just do not transition, but our identities are still valid and should be respected.
Well, transgenders don't exist either. So that young lady is a catix because she identifies metaphysically with cats. Are those who identify as catix being overlooked, as she argues, Rick?
I think the category most overlooked is mine, and that's the trans tall with a full head of hair. I've decided I am no longer 5'8" and losing my hair. I'm actually 6'4", full of muscle and a full dark head of hair, and I think my group needs to be recognized today.
You are so oppressed. You're absolutely right. I'm agreeing with you. Rick Green, the Constitution coach, back to you in just a minute. Mike, over to you.